Hi there, I'm Naomi from Amrita Yoga and welcome to our series 5 Poses for. Today we're going to be exploring 5 poses for the blues, for that feeling of flatness that maybe we can't shake off. Maybe we don't want to meet the day, so how do we open ourselves up to get the energy flowing again in order that we might commune with ourselves and the rest of the world. So I'm just going to take us through 5 basic kind of poses and then maybe some counter poses in order to get the energy moving and the blood pumping again. Firstly, I want to start to explore the movement of the body, and I do that in a really kind of gentle way. You can come into a cross-legged position, that's great. You're seated onto the ground. You want to feel the grounding down into the earth, feel your connection to your base, your stability, that earth underneath you. If sitting cross-legged doesn't feel okay for the hips, remember that you can always bring it into a diamond shape, soles of the feet together, and just hang on to the knees from now. So I'm going to come into this cross-legged position. Hands are going to be on the knees, and as I inhale, I want to open the chest up. And then from now, slowly starting to take it into a hip circle. I want to explore the movement and the motion of my body. And sometimes we forget how marvelous our body is and all it does and all it knows to do, just intrinsically, without us really thinking about it, without us being conscious about it. So I'm going to start, if I feel okay with it, to close the eyelids down. If you don't like closing the eyelids down, just soften your gaze, even a half close. And I just want to break the moments down. Moment by moment, I'm going to feel into the body. And this is where I start to create space for joy to come in. It might not happen right away, and that's okay. Nothing that is worth having comes to us quickly. Sometimes we have to work at it. If we've gone in one direction, we're going to go back in the other way. And again, just exploring the feeling of how the body moves. We can sometimes get quite out of our own skin, out of that feeling of being present when we're worried or anxious or we're down, we're depressed. So I just want to reconnect. Then from here, I'm going to inhale again, roll the shoulders back, broaden through the collarbones. Exhaling, I'm letting the shoulders round forward. Inhaling to open up. And exhale to round a little forward. Basic seated cat-cow sequence. We come back to center. Here I'm going to take a twist. I want my twist to be an open twist today. You could take it into a closed twist, but usually open twists are safer. They don't have as many contraindications. So I'm going to leave one leg straight, bend the opposite knee in. The heel could be quite close to the hip, in which case I'm going to use the upper arm to the inside edge of that leg. If the heel is a little bit further away, that's totally fine. Just use your forearm or wrist or hand, wherever it falls. So my opposite hand here is going to come back behind me. It's a little bit of a brace, it's a bridge. I can take my fingertips or my palm down, whatever feels okay, but I want to try not to lean too much weight there. Lift up, support yourself, grow that scaffolding that supports the torso and the head, the shoulders, the arms. So lift up, nice active leg if you can as well. Exhaling and take a turn. Just watch that you're still breathing here. Really important if you've held your breath. Keep the breath deep. There's going to be some abdominal compression here, which is why this is an invigorating pose. But because of that, I want to keep breathing. I'm going to inhale, bring it back to center, come to the opposite side, straighten the leg out, find the sit bones nice and tall in our seat. Arm to the inside edge of the leg, opposite hand back behind me as a little brace, reach the chest on up. Exhale, turn. Watch where your chin goes as well. So it's okay to take your chin towards your back shoulder, but don't lead or crank from the neck. It's just a natural extension of what's already going on. And inhale from there, bring it back to center. Now I'm walking my heels just a little ways out, so they're forward of my knees, placing my hands, fingers pointing back to the hips, just back behind me. I want to land my wrists down to the earth, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart. So if the heel of the hand isn't down and the wrist isn't grounded, then you might find that it's quite a lot of strain for the fingers. We want to be back into the heel of the hand. That is where I might be staying. However, if you're feeling quite confident, if you're feeling good enough that you can hold it for any length of time, even if it's a second, press the feet, press the hands down into the earth and see if you can lift the hips up. The knees will then stack over the ankles, and I can keep gazing forward to my navel. I can lift the chin, or I can take the head back if it feels okay for me. I'm going to keep gazing forward today. Remembering this is quite strong on the upper arms. Not all of us have a lot of arm strength. So we're going to build that slowly. You can feel free to pulse the hips down, lift them up. Again, even if it's only for a second, even if you don't get all the way up into your up table, you're just going to come as high as you can. And again, this is a way of opening up through the chest, through the ribs, through the hips eventually as well. From there, I can land the hips down and walk my hands forward. I'm going to release my wrists because that's quite a lot for a lot of people who don't usually have any weight to the hands. Back to the hands can come together and give it a light press there. Then from here, we're coming into boat pose. I'm going to work the hands back behind the thighs. This is a core workout, but it also helps us to broaden, to lift, to extend beyond possibilities that we think are there. So I'm going to walk my tiptoes in. And I might just be lifting one foot, and then lifting the other foot and being a bit playful there, remembering what it's like to be a child. If you roll backwards, that's okay. And then maybe if I'm feeling quite good and I rock back onto my coccyx, I can lift both toes up. I still want to lift my chest, broadening between the shoulders, lift the shins here, see if we can maintain that pose. If you can, you might decide to release the hands. If you round, take the hands back to the thighs, lift the chest again. So anywhere you're at is perfectly okay today. Our practice on our mat is not an excuse to beat ourselves up. It's also not an excuse to slip into those negative thought patterns. If they come up, observe them, notice them. That's okay. Toes come back down, walk the feet back down. Take a deep breath in, and then I'm just going to lay my chest down onto my thighs. I'm going to give myself a big hug. This is a reward. Whatever I did or didn't do on my mat is totally fine because this is a safe space for me. So if I felt like I achieved or I felt like it was terrible and my mind was wandering, both things are totally fine. You might want to give yourself a little love, a little adoration here. Think about one thing, just one thing that you do well, one thing that you like about yourself. And focus in on that. And you can stay here for any amount of time that you'd like to, or you can come into Shavasana on your back, laying down, and do the same thing. And when you're ready, come back up and re-greet your day. Thank you so much. I've been Naomi. This is Amrita Yoga. If you like this video, check us out. The rest of our videos on YouTube and also Facebook, Amrita Yoga Melbourne. Thanks so much.